And I get my younger brother Nate, my cousin Mike, and my cousin James to play on my team. Now, I am the tallest and possibly the biggest. My cousin Mike's pretty thick, but I was our big guy, and I'm 6 foot, like 195, 200. Not too big, right? That's average. That's basic. And I'm our biggest guy. And none of us, like, I play in a pretty competitive adult league here in town, but other than that, no one else on my team really plays any sort of organized basketball or has any real experience, just besides our our pickup games and our get-togethers we always play. So I got a team together of all my cousins, and we went out there to play. It's 110 degrees, and we're sizing up the first team we have to play, and they're all shorter than us. So we're thinking, oh good, we're not getting the tall team. We got these guys. They're all shorter than us. Well, these guys are screening, backdoor pass. They look like Princeton. It was ridiculous, making us look silly. It just blowing by our guys. And I'm a pretty solid defender. I didn't lose my guy very often. And I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. I'm just saying. Some of my guys weren't D'ing it up to their full capability. So we get handled by the first team. Absolutely handled. At something like 15-6 or 7. It just worked. All right, so a little discouraging, and we have to wait till later on in the day for our second game in the losers bracket. And our second game comes at about 3:30. And so at 3:30 in the afternoon on a hot day, you know that it doesn't get much hotter than right about there that time. So it is, it is so hot, and it's all, it's like you are exhausted in shoot-around. You go shoot-around for 2 minutes, your shirt's soaked, you're breathing heavy, the air's so thick, you can see the humidity. It's like a foggy, hazy, just uncomfortable. It's hard, you can't even breathe. It's like suffocating you. So, we start playing against this team, and they go up 8-1 on us. All right, and Gus Macker, the format is, you score by 1s and 2s. You play either to 15 or until 20 minutes is up. This team goes up 8-1 on us. All right, and, we have to call a timeout. You get one timeout, and we get together a little bit and start trying to get as pumped up as we can. We don't just want to get bounced out. We certainly don't want to play for the toilet bowl. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Gus Macker, but you're guaranteed three games, and it's double elimination. So for all the teams that lose their first 2 games, because you're guaranteed at least 3 and you've already been eliminated, they send you down to something called a toilet bowl tournament. And then basically if you win that, you're the best of the worst, which is, it's like being the fastest guy on crutches or the tallest midget. But who cares? So it's our second game. We're down 8-1, and we start D'ing it up, right? We start D'ing it up, and we start passing it around and trying to get some open shots. Anyhow, I hit 2 2-pointers in this stretch. My cousin Mike, I think, hit one, and we end up making it 9-7. All right, and we were going on a 6-1 run, 9-7. Then all of a sudden, a threatening, deadly, dangerous cloud starts moving in. They call the tournament. See everybody back here tomorrow. So we had to, while we just got hot, I had just hit 2 2-pointers in a row to make it 9-7, and they call the game. Ugh. So we have to come back the next morning at 8 o'clock, bright and early, finish this game off. All right? And by the way, my brother Nick, who's in a band, wasn't there the next day. He had a show the night before in Mason City, something like an hour away. So he wasn't even there. It was 3 of us, 8 in the morning, and we start trading shots with these guys. We end up going down 14-12. All right, and so that's game point them, our ball. And my cousin hits a 2-pointer, 14-14. All right, Gus Mackers win by 2. So we're like, okay, cool, they have to win by 2. And the Gus Buster guy says, oh, no, because we're pressed for time, not win by 2, just 15 wins. All right, so we D these guys up and cause a turnover. One of my cousins find my other cousin under the hoop for a wide open layup. There it is. We win. We get ourselves a W. Not bad. All right, 15-14 in a game where we were down 8-1. Not too bad. So then we come back for our next game later on the afternoon and just get absolutely worked over, absolutely spanked. Again, like 15-6 or 7. And then that was the end of my tournament. That was the end of my weekend. So disappointing yet again. You know, last year I went and did the Gus Macker, and it's the same thing. We went 1-2. 1-1, lost 2. I think the year before the same thing happened to me. I don't know what to do, man. I need to get some better players, or maybe I need to be better. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. So that was last weekend, and then this weekend, like I said earlier, I went and saw The Dark Knight, the new Batman movie with Heath Ledger as the Joker, who, by the way, the Joker is my favorite villain of all time. So I was really, really, really excited to go see this movie. And I did. I saw it. And, you know, if you saw Batman Begins, which was the first one, the Batman Begins, it came out, you know, and it was actually kind of slow. I thought it was kind of slow. I really liked it. I liked the movie, but there were points of the movie where it just kind of, you know, it would drag on, and it would be kind of hard to make it through. I mean, it was kind of hard to follow a few times. It was so slow. The good parts were really good of the first one, but there were some really, really slow parts that seemed to just drag on for me. Not so much in The Dark Knight. It is pretty much nonstop awesome. I don't know how else to put it. It is nonstop awesome. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Beginning to end. I loved the whole thing. And it was really long. It was like 2.5 hours long. But a great movie. An absolutely great movie. Heath Ledger is an incredible Joker. All right? I don't know if I'm willing to put him above the Jack Nicholson, but it's got to be right up there. It's the two best Jokers ever. It was a different one. It was very different. You know, he wasn't the fun-loving, chucklehead Joker that he usually... I mean, it was totally different. He's very dark, very sadistic, crazy. You know, some bad things happened to him in his past, and it made him how he was. And it was, you know, he was a demented and twisted Joker, which I thought was just brilliant. And the way he played it was terrific. And I was talking to Amanda. I mean, I'm not going to tell you guys anything about the movie and give it away. You have to see it. But I was talking to Amanda, you know, today, and I said, you know what's sad? Because this movie shattered opening weekend records, like $155 million opening weekend. Incredible. And I'm talking to Amanda today. Amanda, my lovely fiance. I said, $155 million? You know, that's incredible. I think that it would have grossed this even if Heath Ledger was still alive. And she said, oh yeah, I absolutely agree. But the sad thing is, people will tie in the success of this movie with the death of Heath Ledger. Like, people are going to see this movie because it was Heath's last movie that he made. No, it's like, no, people are going to see this movie because there's a genuine interest in Batman. I mean, and superheroes. There really is a really serious, hardcore interest in our society with superheroes and superhero movies. That's why X-Men do so good. That's why the Spider-Mans do so good. I mean, all the big ones. You try to sneak in a Fantastic Four or an Elektra or a Daredevil, we'll call you on it. And that's bogus. Don't try to sneak that crap in on us. You know, we want to see Wolverine. We want to see Spider-Man. We want to see Venom. We want to see Superman, Batman. These are the ones we want to see. Don't try to sneak in those insignificant comic book heroes that nobody cares about. Just the big ones.